Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Kat. Welcome to my cafe.
Yes. So you are our commercial sales manager. And so I'm in the market to buy a commercial machine, but I'm really not sure how much machine I need and or can afford.
Common question.
Okay.
All right, number one thing I deal with, yes. Biggest question, everyone, hey, I want to do this. No one thinks about where to start. So
Okay.
all right, we're going to do how many drinks per day, per hour at your max peak.
Okay.
Everyone always comes at it from a budget standpoint. I have $3,000 to spend. That doesn't really help. $3,000 works great if you have a small amount of drinks, but if you come and say I have $3,000 to spend, but I want to do 300 drinks an hour, doesn't quite equate out.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is talk about numbers today.
Okay.
That's lost half the viewers right there.
Well, we kind of charted it out for those more visually inclined here. So why don't you explain to me what you have going on here?
Perfect. So we are going to talk today about just a basic drink, 16-ounce latte, no flavoring or anything like that. So just milk and espresso, very simple.
Okay.
16-ounce latte, 2 ounces of espresso basically is going to go into that. The rest of the cup, 14 ounces, is going to be filled with steamed milk.
Okay.
When we say the word steamed, you got to remember cold milk. The goal of expanding of steaming that milk is expanding, doubling the size. So 14 ounces of steamed milk is going to be 7 ounces worth of cold milk.
Okay.
So when we're doing our cost basis here, we're looking at cold milk. 7 ounces is what's going into that frothing pitcher.
Okay.
Past there, we're going to look at a pound of coffee, roughly $8 a pound wholesale. That's going to range whether you're in New York or the middle of somewhere else. But what you're going to do is get 32 double shots out of a pound of coffee. A double shot of espresso is 14 grams worth of coffee. That's 2 ounces. Based on that number there, 8 pounds, you're looking at 25 cents a drink in that double shot. So it's 25 cents for 14 grams of coffee.
Of coffee, so raw goods. Okay.
Now, if you're at home doing the math, if you're paying $9 a pound, just up that a little.
Yeah.
We went a little high in the milk, $4 a gallon. I'm sure it's that in some places, in other places it's less. But when you're looking at a gallon of milk is going to get you 18 drinks. When again, 7 ounces of cold milk. That's what we have to use our cost basis for.
Okay.
Based on $4 a gallon, we're looking at 22 cents. That's going to go inside of there. Of course, you got to have a cup and lid. If you have porcelain, this just eliminate this. But cup and lid is going to cost you about roughly 20 cents per drink.
Okay.
That's going to bring our raw goods down to 67 cents inside that cup. So we're looking at a 16-ounce latte, just espresso and milk. 67 cents is what you got in the cup.
Okay.
As a cafe owner.
And that's not, obviously, if you're doing flavorings and all that kind of stuff, that's going to add to that basic raw goods. But this is just a straight up.
Yeah, and we'll
Double
get into
16-ounce latte.
flavors later. It does add to the raw goods, but keep in mind it takes up volume. So if you put in 2 ounces worth of Monin syrup or Trani syrup, it also takes up volume, so we cut the rest of the milk down.
Got it.
A little bit of difference. Retail, I know this is actually really low, especially in this area.
Yeah.
$3 for a 16-ounce latte. You're probably not going to get a 12-ounce latte here for $3.
But it's a good, I think, national average.
Yep, very good national average. And what that's going to come into is $2.30 gross profit per cup.
Okay.
We speak in the words gross profit because net profit's a little hard to determine. When you talk net profit, you could be a bakery that's already profitable, already successful, that's looking at maybe bringing on some additional revenue stream.
Okay.
Then everything you do, every drink you sell is net profit. If you're a startup, you don't have anything coming in yet, it's a lot harder to look at net profit because you may be month 6, 7, or 8 before you're actually turning a net profit.
And we don't really know what your overhead is, like what your rent is, your staffing, that kind of stuff. So we can't really figure that out for you.
Yep,
but
exactly.
But you could do that yourself, if you kind of understand, what each component of that would be for each drink. You could kind of go crazy on it. Okay, so now $2.33 of gross profit.
So the next question we're going to try to relate this to is how long does it take to pay off a machine?
Okay.
Because now we're getting back to, again, where we need to start, not on the dollar amount, but the big thing in commercial is how many drinks are we going to produce? So now what we're going to take a look at here is $2.33. It's 430 drinks you got to serve to make $1,000 gross profit.
Okay.
When you put it this way, it's not as scary as it sounds. You say $1,000. If you had $1,000 that you were financing or paying off or whatever, if you were serving, we're going to just do 30 drinks a day. Very tiny.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, very, very small bakeries, bookstores can serve more than 30 drinks a day. What you're looking at is $1,000 would take you 14 days in gross profits to pay this off.
Okay.
So now, again, take that case scenario where we're adding it on. You're already profitable as a company, so this is pure profit. It's 14 days for $1,000 machine. We kick that up to a $5,000 machine, which a lot of people get scared of. It's a big number.
Yeah.
Talking 70 days. We're talking just over 2 months.
Okay.
And it's paid off. And keep in mind, these machines, they're going to last you, take care of them, they're going to last you 5, 7, 8, 9 years. You know, and you're talking about, you're paying off that investment in 70 days.
Okay.
And we just to go crazy with it, to look up, because this is what we have, $10,000 machine, which a lot of people say, oh, it's too big of a machine for me. But even at 30 drinks a day, and at all these low, honestly, low numbers, you're only looking at 140 days. So we're not even really at the half a year mark to physically pay off a $10,000 machine, which is going to get you a top of the line machine. It's going to get you that Aurelia, that Class 9, you know, something in the La Marzocco range as well. And really, to go crazy, $20,000 machine, where only in Seattle do you see these $20,000 machines. What are you, nuts? But even something like that, you're not even at a year yet. You're at 280 days to actually pay off a $20,000 machine.
So obviously, if you're saying, hey, I know my business, you know, I need to buy a new machine, I'm already clocking 100 drinks a day, that's going to bring all these down considerably, like much more quickly to pay it off, right?
It's dramatic, and I mean, it's hard. Again, when I talk to people, the first thing people think of this machine is a cost, and it's not a cost; it's an investment. You are using this to run your business. You're using this to make money. You have to look at it as an investment, not a cost. Because as soon as you look at it as a cost, as it's something that you're sinking money into, that you're just losing value. Yeah. Then you talk yourself into buying a machine that's not right for the volume. And that is the number one most dangerous thing you can do as a cafe owner. Buy a machine that, if you're going to serve 100 drinks a day, you buy a machine only capable of 50 drinks a day. You're not just going to get 50 good ones and 50 bad ones. You're going to get 100 bad ones.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Brandon.
Not a problem. Thanks, Kat.